The life shaped by ambition, Lady Jane Grey's early years. Lady Jane Grey was born into a world of power and privilege in 1537. Her parents, Henry Grey, Duke of Suffolk, and Frances Brandon, held a prominent position in English society. Jane's lineage was particularly significant. She was the great-granddaughter of King Henry VII through her maternal grandmother, Mary Tudor. This royal connection would have profound consequences for Jane's life. From a young age, Jane received an exceptional education. She excelled in languages, theology, and the classics. Her tutors found her to be an exceptionally bright and eager student. This intellectual upbringing stood in stark contrast to the norms of the time, where women were often relegated to domestic pursuits. However, it also made her a pawn in a dangerous game of political chess. Ambition characterized the Grey family. Jane's parents, particularly her mother Frances, harbored aspirations for their daughter to rise in the world. This ambition intertwined with the tumultuous religious landscape of Tudor England. King Henry VIII's break from the Roman Catholic Church and the establishment of the Church of England created a volatile climate of religious and political tension. The crown of contention, politics, and a pawn on the throne. King Henry VIII's death in 1547 brought his young son, Edward VI, to the throne. Edward, a staunch Protestant, was a sickly child, and questions of succession loomed large. The Act of Succession of 1544 placed Edward's half-sisters, Mary and Elizabeth, next in line. However, their Catholic faith made them undesirable heirs to those who sought to solidify the Protestant Reformation in England. Into this power vacuum stepped John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland. A cunning and ambitious man, Dudley saw an opportunity to advance his own interests by manipulating the succession. He arranged for his son, Guildford Dudley, to marry Lady Jane Grey. This strategic union, fueled by ambition and religious fervour, set the stage for a dramatic power grab. As Edward VI's health deteriorated, John Dudley exerted his influence over the young king. He persuaded Edward to bypass his half-sisters and name Lady Jane Grey as his heir. This decision was highly controversial, lacking clear legal grounding and undermining the established line of succession. Nonetheless, upon Edward's death in July 1553, Lady Jane Grey was proclaimed Queen of England. 9 days a queen, a reign cut short by chaos. Lady Jane Grey's accession to the throne was met with mixed reactions. While some supported her claim, many remained loyal to the rightful heir, Princess Mary. Jane herself was reportedly reluctant to accept the crown. She understood the precariousness of her position and the weight of the responsibility thrust upon her. Her 9-day reign was marked by uncertainty and fear. Isolated and effectively a prisoner in the Tower of London, Jane struggled to assert her authority. Meanwhile, Mary Tudor rallied support for her claim, capitalizing on the widespread discontent with Northumberland's machinations. The country teetered on the brink of civil war. As Mary's forces gained strength, support for Jane dwindled. Realizing the futility of their position, the Privy Council, the group of advisors to the monarch, switched their allegiance to Mary, proclaiming her the rightful queen. Northumberland's scheme had unraveled, and Lady Jane Grey's brief reign came to an abrupt and unceremonious end. The legacy of the 9 days queen, martyrdom and remembrance. Deposed and imprisoned, Lady Jane Grey faced an uncertain fate. Mary, eager to secure her hold on the throne, initially spared Jane's life. However, Jane's continued existence posed a threat to Mary's reign, making her a focal point for potential rebellion. In 1554, Jane's father, implicated in Wyatt's rebellion against Queen Mary, sealed his daughter's fate. Mary, facing growing pressure from her advisors, signed Jane's death warrant. On February 12, 1554, at the age of 16, Lady Jane Grey was beheaded on Tower Green within the Tower of London. Lady Jane Grey's tragic story has resonated through history. Her youth, her intelligence, and her undeserved fate have captured the imaginations of writers, artists, and historians for centuries. Remembered as the 9 days queen, she stands as a poignant reminder of the capricious nature of power and the human cost of ambition in Tudor England. Her story serves as a cautionary tale of political intrigue, religious strife, and the often tragic fate of those caught in the crossfire.